Have you seen the latest publicity about Kevin Hall's latest study, supposedly proving that the carbohydrate-insulin model of obesity is false? I'm Dr. Brett Scher, the medical director at dietdoctor.com, and I think this is a really important topic to bring to discussion. And we actually covered this back in May when Kevin Hall released the pre-publication version of this study. And again, it sparked this controversy of is it calories in, calories out, or carbohydrate-insulin model? Which camp is right? And as Michael Mundrum, who's a member of the Diet Doctor Medical Review Board, brought up on Twitter recently, he thought it was interesting that the low-carb advocates put so much emphasis on the carbohydrate-insulin model. And he has a great point. And he's a clinician, and that's why I really appreciate his point of view, because as a clinician, and I know with fellow clinicians, look, whichever model is right, what really matters is how do people do when they try a certain diet in their life? Do they stick with it? Do they lose weight? Do they improve their metabolic health? Do they have overall success? That's the measure of success. What's not a measure of success is what happens to people when they're confined in a metabolic ward where all their food is given to them for 2 weeks, right? So I think we have to be careful how we interpret these studies. It was a well-controlled study, well-run study for 2 weeks. And now we know with a recent study published by Dr. Ludwig, a meta-analysis looking at trials of low-carb diets and seeing how it affects our metabolism, we need a minimum of 2.5 weeks and probably more like 4 weeks to really allow the adaptation process and to measure what's going on. And you can see this in the data that Kevin Hall publishes, that the calories are going down from week 1 to week 2 in terms of what the people in the low-carb diet are eating. So what's going to happen after that? Well, you could assume that they're going to continue to go down over time as the person adapts, but we don't know because that data wasn't there. So what is the point of all this? The point is asking ourselves, what is the data we really want? The data we want is what happens to people when they try a low-carb diet or when they try a low-fat diet. What is their long-term success? What is the data that's maybe not so important? 2-week data, right? I mean, 2-week data is not adequate to give us any information. So I'd love to know physiologically if there is absolute truth to the carbohydrate-insulin model. I'd like to know that. But if I never find out, I really don't care, because what I really want to know is, do people get better when they adhere to a low-carb diet? And there's plenty of evidence to say, yes, they do, both scientific, clinical experience, anecdotal, all those levels of experience say when people adhere to a true, well-formulated low-carb diet, they, on average, lose weight and improve their metabolic health, lose fat mass, maintain lean body mass, all the criteria we look for healthy weight loss. So take a look at the post if you want to learn more. But again, let's question the data, let's question the headlines. And look, if Kevin Hall wants to do that study and say, in 2 weeks we can't prove the carbohydrate-insulin model, that's fine. But let's be clear about what we're studying and what we're reporting. All right, enough of a rant for today. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you again soon on the Diet Doctor YouTube channel.